Hi, my name is Jane Powell. Welcome to Community Connections. This is a show showcasing community involvement brought to you by the Greater Kanawha Valley Foundation. My guest today, I'm very excited to welcome back, is Ric Cavender, Executive Director of Charleston Main Street. Hi, Ric.
Hi.
Welcome back.
Hi, Jane. How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
So, you have been on the show before, and you have lots of things that have changed and gotten bigger and better. So I can't wait to hear about it.
Yeah, last time, I think it was 2014 was the last time I was here, and I was the Executive Director of Charleston East End Main Street at the time. About a year and a half, fast forward from that point, we worked with West Side Main Street, which was our sister organization on the other side of town. It went through about a 7-month process of very thoughtful and intentional process of creating Charleston Main Street. It's an umbrella organization that centralized our administrative function and still allowed for more focus on program development and implementation. So both districts, the East End and the West Side, have their own separate boards of advisors in our organization, and our organization itself, Charleston Main Street, has the board of directors that governs the entire organization. So it's a very unique setup. It took a lot of time to properly implement, but we have a really sharp group of board members and volunteers that spend a lot of time helping us through that process and helping me guide the process. And we've created a really unique, dynamic organization for the city.
So when you say unique, unique in the people and the projects, but also unique in the country, is that right?
Yeah, I mean, when we were doing our research, we were trying to find a similar organization to maybe benchmark, so we wouldn't have to reinvent any wheels whenever we were going through it, through the merger process. And we came up short. We couldn't find any other Main Streets, or about 1,100 certified Main Street organizations in the United States, and we couldn't find any others that had that similar setup. Now there are some bigger cities like Boston, Orlando, DC. They have coordinating 501c3 organizations that help provide resources to other individual Main Streets that are 501c3s. We weren't able to find one that created an umbrella that centralized those administrative functions, so there could be more time spent on program implementation.
Great.
Yeah.
Charleston.
Yeah,
yeah.
it was really cool.
Nice job. So with this new Bigger and Better organization, let's talk about some of the stuff you're doing.
Yeah.
So I know that you're working on business development, and you have some great programs that kind of fall under that. Talk to me about CW Ventures.
Yeah, so I mean, and just to provide a little bit of, just a brief bit of context, you know,
Sure.
Main Streets across the United States are all certified through the National Main Street Center, and to get and to continue to receive your certification, you have to meet certain benchmarks based on their criteria, and that really is focused on business development of your downtown area or your urban neighborhood business district or a suburban or rural area. That also includes the promotion and marketing aspect. That includes the design aspect. So what work you're doing to aesthetically enhance those districts. And the need has to be proven to become a Main Street through the showing of blight, dilapidated properties, you know, businesses moving out of the district to go to a sprawling area instead. And that's how we were formed, both East End and West Side, back in the early 2000s. And so we've obviously grown a whole lot, as we mentioned, and have evolved into what we are today. And so to answer your question, business development is obviously a huge component of what we do.
Right.
And CW Venture is one of our newest programs, and it was started through a grant that we received from the West Virginia Community Advancement Development Program in the Development Office of the state.
Okay.
And so Secretary Thrasher, whenever he came into the position, he held a series of roundtables with nonprofits all over the state and determined that funding needed to become available to nonprofits to help create jobs, to help enhance business in rural and urban areas of the state. And so it was a very competitive grant process, over 100 applicants, and they chose, I think, 11 in the state.
Wow.
And yeah, and we were one of them, which was obviously really, we were very humbled by that. But we were able to get a $50,000 grant to create a loan pool. And the way the microloan program works, CW Venture, it's a microloan program. Okay. The way it works is that if any business, either existing or prospective business in either one of our business districts, East End or the West Side, are looking for gap funding, so $500 to $5,000 max. If they're looking for gap funding, they've already gotten their funding from their financial institution, or they've saved up their own money to enough capital to open their business, but they need that extra cash to get a point of sale system or to get their grease trap in the back of their kitchen or whatever, something that maybe they weren't able to obtain without it. They can apply through our website. They can go to our website, cwvmainstreets.org, download the application, provide some information. They have to provide a business plan, their pro forma statements, all the stuff that you would with a normal loan.
Right, you're doing your due diligence.
Yeah, of course. And then we evaluate the application, and then we can award up to $5,000 of gap funding. Terms are very reasonable. It's prime rates, and we take up to 3 years to pay back if you take the full amount out. So
just like you said, it is gap funding, and $5,000 can be a lot of money if you need it right now.
Sure.
And for something as simple as a new cash register or whatever it is. So so it's great that that's out there.
Yeah, and $5,000 doesn't sound like a whole lot of money whenever you're maybe developing a business that you've invested $200,000 in. But at the end of the day, if you need that extra push to get your doors open, that's what this is designed for. And it was modeled after a program in Cheyenne, Wyoming. We found another Main Street that had started a similar program. We modeled it after that, made some tweaks to make it to contour to Charleston and our needs, and we launched it back at the beginning of February. So it's a relatively new program. We're just now doing the call out for applicants, and we hope to start getting applications soon.
And again, that's all that information is available through your website.
Yeah.
And that is cwvmainstreets.org.
That's right.
Yeah, okay. So everyone can find it there. But there's more good things happening. Prospect Connect. Yeah,
this is a really exciting service that we launched, another service we launched on our website, solely available on our website. The need that we saw in this realm was that we have a lot of people that are looking to locate their business in one of our districts, or maybe even not in one of our districts. They're just wanting to open a business in Charleston, whatever. But the point is, they're looking to open a business, and then we have these property owners who are trying to market their properties to get business to come into their properties to get them leased. And so we believe one of the roles of our organization is to be that connector. And so it's a really simple service, really. We created a survey on the website called Prospect Connect.
Yeah.
If I'm looking for a piece of property to start my new coffee shop or my new record store, whatever the case is, I can go on, fill out all of my business information, how many square feet I may need, the maximum amount of rent that I'm willing to pay, if I'm wanting to rent or buy. All that's on there. Hit the submit button. There's also a message that makes it very clear that all the information submitted to us is 100% confidential and kept that way until we receive permission from the applicant to release anything. And then that goes directly to our office, and we then go out into the development community and try to find a match for them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you do all the footwork for them?
We try to. After we connect them, we step back and allow them just to talk with the property owners and go visit the properties and whatnot. But we try to make that connection if we can.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
So we talked a little bit about the East End, and as you and I'm an East End girl from way back when. But there's good things happening on the West Side right now.
Yeah. All eyes, I feel like, are on the West Side right now.
Yeah.
That's what you keep hearing. So the West Side, I think, is going through a renaissance, if you will, much like you saw the East End go through maybe 7 to 10 years ago. And it's really exciting. And the West Side is such a large mass of land and population.
Right.
For the city. I mean, it actually constitutes, I think, 33% of the land mass of the city and population. So when you say the West Side, that's anywhere, right? That's a lot of places. And so because of that, the role we're taking as an organization is really trying to work with business and property owners in clusters. So you're hearing a lot about the Elk City district right now. People are talking about Elk City. That's still the West Side. That is a micro district of the West Side. It's developed its own personality, its own identity, and I think people are really embracing it. The business owners are embracing it. The public at large is embracing it. People are starting to move into lofts above first floor commercial spaces in that area. It's really exciting. Is it happening as fast as maybe it's happening in Denver, Colorado or somewhere? Probably not, but it's happening at a good speed for the city of Charleston, I think. So the development you're seeing there with all the new restaurants, Gonzo Burger just opened back in February. Mi Casino de Amor has done really well over the years. The Grill is a long-standing restaurant that's been there for decades, as you know. Winter Floral, Gardeners, Dry Cleaners. We're starting to see some exciting movement with the Kelly's Men's Shop building. People are developers are taking notice,
Good.
and business owners are taking notice, and they see money that can be made there, and they want to be a part. They want to be a pioneer in this Renaissance movement. So it's exciting.
Yeah, it is exciting. I'm happy to see. Yeah, a reason to go there.
Yeah, yeah.
And spend more than, run in and run out.
Right.
You can walk around and really spend some time there. So I love that.
And it's not just restaurants. You can go to Kinship Goods, which is a nationally known, boutique T-shirt shop and sweatshirts and clothing in general. You have Elk City Records, a record store now. You have Bully Trap Barbershop. I just got my hair cut there the other day. You really, if you think about it, if you live there, you literally can walk down your steps to the street and get every service you probably need, except for maybe a grocery store that's in that block. You have a grocery store a couple blocks away, but
Right.
you really have access to everything. It's great.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. So if we look at the west side, then we move just a little bit east, we run into peer-to-peer.
Yeah, the peer-to-peer project, which has evolved, I think, into what we're calling Gallery 64 now. And certainly Greater Kanawha Valley Foundation was instrumental in helping us get the funding to do the initial study and plan, the master plan for Gallery 64. And so we definitely thank you for that. And now we have this master plan. Gallery 64 is essentially what we are calling a linear park, if you will, that stretches underneath the entire interstate bridge, the bridge that separates downtown and the Elk City District on the west
Right.
side along
That's right.
Pennsylvania Avenue.
Starts at the boulevard, is that right?
Goes, Boulevard all the way down. The master plan includes, now this is all pie in the sky, but at least we have a blueprint now.
Yeah.
The master plan includes recreation, so maybe we'll be able to do volleyball nets, and it includes sculpture, live art, the public art. The list goes on. And now our role as an organization, we brought in all the players around the table as a steering committee, and now we have to take that plan and figure out what is doable. Phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, 5-year, 10-year, 15-year.
And I love it because it's going to play right into the Civic Center being finished.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's going to work out great.
Yeah.
Talk to me about some of the great things that are coming up. I know May 12th is a big day. Lots of activities that are happening.
Yeah, so on the East End, of course, the Old Colony East End Yard Sale. Old Colony Realtors is our title sponsor for that, and they've been a huge partner on that for 6 years now. So that's happening on May 12th from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. And then right after that at 3 p.m. is Foam at the Dome, which is our what has become this juggernaut of a fundraiser for us. It's a craft beer, artisan, and music festival.
Wow.
The first 2 years of the event we held at Lately Field. Very successful. 16 states were represented. People came from 16 different states. We had 2,700
16
people.
states?
Yeah, 16 different states. So there were lots of heads and beds in hotels, which was great. The CVB enjoyed that. And this year we're moving it onto the Kanawha Boulevard right in front of the Capitol Dome. We're shutting down the boulevard from California to Greenbrier, and we're bringing it all right there actually at the Dome this time. So,
Wow.
yeah.
So those people, not only are they coming here to have fun and see all the great things in Charleston, but you're right. There's heads in beds, so they're spending the night. They have to eat while they're here.
Oh, yeah.
And then hopefully they're buying souvenirs and all that good stuff around town.
Yeah, well, the Foam at the Dome, it starts at 3 o'clock. 3 to 4 is the VIP hour. So VIP tickets are $60. You can get those on our website now. And then at 4 o'clock is general admission. That goes just until 7 o'clock.
Wow.
Yeah.
So information on your Foam on the Dome or CW Ventures or Prospect Connect is all on the website, right? And that is cwvmainstreets.org.
That's right.
An office number, if they wanted to talk to somebody, is 304-767-9800.
That's right.
Rick, thanks so much
Thank
for being
you.
here
Yeah,
today.
it's always great.
I love hearing about all the things that are happening.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for joining us. This has been Community Connections, brought to you by the Greater Kanawha Valley Foundation. We'll see you next time.